Howdy everyone, Jeff Bartsch here with Story Greenlight. It is Wednesday, it is 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and as I typically do, as I've been doing the last months here, I do a live stream every other Wednesday. And this one is going to be a short one, and it will, I'm specifically going to be looking for some input from you, so I would love to know what you think about this. I want to keep this to, let's set the timer here, keep it to maximum 10 minutes. That's the game plan as of right now though. So here's the question for you. I was recently talking, I was recently on a consultation with Tim Schmoyer of Video Creators. And he, first of all, can I just say, if you ever have an opportunity to do a consultation on your YouTube channel with Tim, just don't even think twice, just do it. He is incredibly knowledgeable and insightful and gives a huge number of actionable points for you to improve your channel. So I was talking with him in my most recent consultation, and he was pointing out that, and for the record, what this is, I'm going to be talking about some inside baseball stuff for YouTube here that I would offer in hopes that it would be helpful for you with your channel. So here's the idea. Tim was looking at my numbers for the Story Greenlight channel, talking about subscribed viewership versus unsubscribed viewership, and the percentage of like how many people who actually watch stuff on the channel here are people who are subscribed as opposed to people who watch content who are not subscribed. And the reason that this matters, is that because if you have a channel with a good percentage of unsubscribed viewership, that means that you have content that is performing automatically, and it's showing up in your suggested videos, it's showing up in search, and people are finding your channel and your content without actually being subscribed. Now, the flip side to that is if you have a high subscribed viewership, that means that you have a very strong community. And I will say the balance between subscribed and unsubscribed viewership on the Story Greenlight channel right now is overwhelmingly stacked towards subscribed viewership, which means probably if you're watching this, you are probably subscribed to the channel and you are awesome. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Hugely appreciative of that. So here's the thing. The danger with that, when you have a channel which has extremely high subscribed viewership and very low unsubscribed viewership, that means that you have to constantly keep putting out content in order to keep views on, to keep viewership up on your channel. So that means that you have to work harder, and it's less easy to take a break if that's something that you want to do. Like if you want to go off on a vacation or something like that, jump in your van and jump in your RV and drive around the country and have no access to Wi-Fi, just whatever, it depends. So that's kind of the trade-off. So what Tim and I were talking about was the idea of how do we get unsubscribed viewership up to get a healthier balance between the two? Because as much as important as it is to have viewership from subscribers, please don't make me don't think that I'm in any way downplaying the role of you guys watching this, who are almost all subscribed at this point. The balance is how well, actually that's the whole point. It's like, how can you achieve a good balance like that? So what I'm considering is Well, I'll tell you what I'm considering. I'm considering a change in the way we do things around here. Before I do that, let's jump into the comments. Let's see. Who do we have here? Do Lovely Life. Hi. Our Live TV. Happy Hump Day. Yes, indeed. Story Spotlight. Storytime with Avalon. Hello. Good to see you here. Our Wyoming Life. Hello, everyone. Okay. Some of you, let me just say, glad to see you. Glad to see that you're here, Our Wyoming Life. I believe I'm assuming it's you, Mike. Tell me otherwise, if not the case. Some of you who are on the email list, who are on the Story Greenlight Insider email list, got an email that I sent out talking about Our Wyoming Life and how amazing their channel trailer is. I'm leaving myself a note to leave a link for Our Wyoming Life in the description of this after I'm done with this stream, because if you've been around here at Story Greenlight for any amount of time, you almost have certainly heard me talk about the thing under the thing, and that is such an incredibly powerful idea when it comes to creating content that really connects, gets that emotional superglue between you and your audience. And so I sent out an email about Our Wyoming Life because Mike Galloway, one of the father of the Galloway family at Our Wyoming Life, sent me an email saying, "Hey, dude, I read your book, really appreciated your book, and I just wanted to send you an email to say hi." So I checked out the channel, and I got to tell you, I'm not a big city. I'm a city guy through and through, as I mentioned in my email to some of the folks on the insider email list. I'm a city guy through and through. But I watched Our Wyoming Life's channel trailer, and I wanted to move out into the country and start farming. I kid you not. And the reason was because if you watch their trailer, they're not just talking about, "Hey, look at us. Here's our life. This is, check out our farm." They're talking like I'm not going to give away the whole thing, but it opens up with behind every fence, like title cards. It's like behind every fence is a story, and like these amazing drone shots of this wide open country. It says, "Behind every fence is a story. Here's part of ours." And I'm just like, I'm just getting chills thinking about it, just remembering that. So anyway. Random sidebar. If you're not familiar with Our Wyoming Life, check them out, and definitely check out their channel trailer because it's a fantastically well done example of the thing under the thing. All right. Lincoln Riddle. Hit like, everybody. Yes. Howdy, Lincoln. And I will also say, I will also say, seeing that Lincoln is here, Lincoln has been posting some really interesting stuff in the No Small Creator Facebook group. Actually, no, I think it's just been on your main personal page, Lincoln, showing these audience retention graphs. Since we're talking right now about kind of like inside baseball YouTube stuff, Lincoln has been posting these audience retention graphs that are absolutely ridiculous, like ridiculous, for some of his latest vlogs. And what he did was he changed the format of how he does his vlogs, where it starts out with content, and then it like in scene, like Verite documentary style, vlog style content, and then the rest of the piece is driven by voiceover. And Lincoln knows a thing about this or two because he works for AccuWeather, so he works in the broadcast and entertainment industry, so he knows how this stuff works. But I'm telling you, when you look at his pieces, take note of Lincoln's structure with how he's putting these vlogs together, because the pacing is phenomenal. It just pulls you right along, and the fact that he's writing voiceover to make this stuff work, it just makes all the other sound ups, like the Verite vlog documentary style, he doesn't have to use it all. He just picks the best stuff and it pops in, and everything else is driven by the voiceover, and it's really entertaining. And it's a really unique format that I don't see a lot of vloggers using. So if you'd be interested in getting average viewer retention rate on your vlogs up to 80%, you might want to check out Lincoln Riddle. Okay, howdy Jared, good to see you, man. Hello everyone, hello everyone. Let's see. Whisper Corner ASMR, my subscribed, unsubscribed is 33 to 67%, 80% male subscribers. Cool. Whisper Corner, from what I'm understanding, from what I'm hearing from Tim Schmoyer, he would say that that's really great. I know a little bit about ASMR, not 100% clear on, well, I mean, I know a little bit about ASMR, but I'm not all that familiar with it. So it's good to see that kind of a balance. It's good to see that kind of a balance. All right. Well, hey Chris, good to see you, man. I cannot see everyone. I cannot see everyone in the chat. Okay. Let's see. Yes. I'm actually doing this like totally off the cuff, total go away chat settings box. Oh, there's that down there. Okay. Oh, and Ajo's here. Howdy, Ajo. Good stuff. Check out Ajo's channel. He is, I consider Ajo like the Jack Nicholson of YouTube. All he has to do is step in front of the camera, and he's instantly awesome. That's all I'll say about Ajo. You need to go check out his channel. So let's see. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, and I'm already over 11. I'm already over my 10-minute self-imposed deadline. That's not really a deadline, but hey, you know, well, and here's the thing is. Here's the thing. This is a live stream. This is all about community. This is all about saying hi to folks. This is all about interacting. It's a very cool thing. And I will say, given that the going back to what I said earlier, given that the subscribed viewership to the unsubscribed viewership, let's see, I'm looking at myself in reverse in the streaming software. It's like, so like subscribed viewership is like this, unsubscribed viewership is like this, and so in order to get that even close to being the same or equal, like more balanced, I'm considering replacing these bi-weekly streams with produced pieces. So basically, instead of doing 2 produced pieces every month and 2 live streams every month, that I do 4 produced pieces every month, and maybe do like 1 stream a month or something like that. I'd be curious to know what you guys think about that, if you have any strong reactions one way or another, because basically I'm thinking about the idea of, I'd like to get more at-bats, as it were. Look at me using sports analogies. I have sucked out loud at sports my entire life, but here we go. We're talking baseball. I would like to get, I think what might be important to raise that unsubscribed viewership is to have more at-bats in creating produced pieces that are valuable, that unsubscribed viewers might also find valuable, and then would show up in their suggested videos and all that sort of a thing. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and I'd be curious to know. I mean, because and the other thing is, in the produced pieces, you guys are awesome. You guys drop comments like there's no tomorrow, and there is. And so the interaction is there in the comments of produced pieces, which I think is fantastic. So I feel like, as cool as it is to talk with people here regularly, I'm wondering if it might not be better for the health of the channel to say, for the health of the channel and spreading the message of what we're all about here, I wonder if it might be better to just do weekly produced pieces. So I'm going to jump into the comments, see what you folks think. Hey, Joe. Whoa, man, thank you. Of course, man. It's like, dude, hey, Joe, huge respect for you doing what you're doing, and I just dig your style, man. It's cool. It's very cool. Let's see. Let's see. Chris says, I have to say I'm a tad slow on the community thing. I've been so focused on the creation process. Now I get what community is all about. You know what? Frankly, Chris, I'm still learning about how community works. Because frankly, let me just say, you know, as I typically do, you know, it's lunch hour. This is my edit bay. This is my home away from home. I'm working on. This is the show that I'm working on right now. This is the current gig, and so I do this over lunch hour, and the fact of the matter is, I spend the bulk of my hours inside this gray-walled room. No, for those who are wondering, that is not soda. Those are cans of Sparkling Rain brand sparkling water, the Talking Rain sparkling water. There you go. And so, point being, I'm enough of an introvert that I actually like sitting in a room by myself all day. I'm just going to say that straight up, you know. And but man, community is so incredibly important. It's so important. If you are interested in connecting with more like-minded, positive, uplifting creators, and you're not already a member, which a lot of folks here in the comments are, could someone in the comments drop a link to the Facebook group, to the No Small Creator Facebook group, because it's a really cool place. It's a really cool place. Philip, I think subscribers consume the produced bits even more than the live streams. Really? Huh. Philip Pages, I think even subscribers consume the produced bits even more than the live streams. Well, here's the thing. When I look at, you know, since we're going inside baseball, I look at the viewer retention on produced pieces, on recent produced pieces for Story Greenlight here, and the retention rates are around, they're between 55 to 65, occasionally 70%, which that's actually really good. I've been told that's like really good. It's not Lincoln Riddle good, but few things in life are. And when I look at and so that's for produced pieces. I mean, one of the benchmarks that Tim Schmoyer talks about is the idea of, like, he's seen in a lot of his clients and some of his very high-powered brand clients. He's seen their channels take off and really, just really explode once they get average viewer retention above 50%. So I am stoked to say that that's happening on almost every produced piece on this channel right now. That is not happening, not even close to happening on these live streams. I've seen there are average viewer retention rates on these live streams, which are usually an hour long. This one is not going to be an hour long, promise that. I have a piece to edit. But retention rates are down sometimes to like 22%, even 15%. I mean, it's basically people show up and they stop watching, if they show up at all. So, and it can't help but make you wonder: does a bot or an algorithm somewhere at YouTube or in Google Land look at that and say, oh, well, look at those retention rates that are down that low, and I wonder. if that pulls things down. Actually, and I will add this perspective to that, I recently saw Roberto Blake post on his community tab saying that he's run some tests on one of his channels, maybe multiple channels. He's actually considering splitting his live streams off to a separate channel because he was saying in his post on his community tab that basically he's come to the conclusion that live streaming for him in his context pulls down the performance of his produced pieces. And I saw that, I'm like, well, crap. I wonder if that's happening with Story Greenlight's produced pieces. Let's see. Phil, often I'm not able to come to the live. Where was that? I often not come to live streams. When I get to them, I flick through them trying to find the important information that was contained in them. You know, yeah, and I hear that. Yeah. Live stream usually has very low stream views after the stream. My experience from my gaming channel says Storytime with Avalon. Don't forget to like the stream so Naked Hog. Yes, please. Like the stream. William. Hey, William. Good to see you, man. Trouble with live streams, just like program TV, is that it's only live at a specific time and most people don't go back to watch the whole replay. Hey, Joe. Half my subscribers watch and half don't. 52 sub unsubbed. Okay, that's cool. Philip Pages. I'm also involved in managing 4 channels and I know how much work produced pieces take. It's a lot of work as opposed to just doing live streams. But doing a live stream once a month is probably plenty. Okay. Well, and I'll tell you, Philip, and those who are aware of how much work a produced piece takes to do. The stuff that I've said this in other places, but the stuff that I do in this room, it is not at all out of the realm of the ordinary for me to spend 2 days on a 2-minute piece. Actually, today I'm cutting a 30-second piece, and I'm spending all day on it. So if you say like 8 hours, like in a 10-hour elapsed editing shift, which is how things work here. If you say like 8 hours of applied editing in one day for a 30-second piece, well, that's 16 hours of editing per finished minute. 16 hours per finished minute. Most people on YouTube who create, and they're like, my editing takes so long. Why does it take so long to edit a vlog? It's like it takes 3 hours. Like, yeah, because this stuff takes time to do it well. But the fact of the matter is, I've been realizing over this past year how extreme my career is in terms of the amount of time and attention to detail that you pay to the editing. And for YouTube content creation, it's just not sustainable. I've been working diligently on getting my edit hours per finished minute ratio down. And I'm just now getting to the point where I'm feeling like I could actually do a produced piece every week and have it be sustainable. That's the other big thing. It's like people talk about, oh, well, I need to put this stuff out and I just need to keep cranking out. And it's like, well, that's all well and good, but man, if you're not doing it in a way that's sustainable for you, you're gonna burn out. That is a guaranteed recipe for burnout. You have to find a balance of what is reasonable for you and what you can actually continue doing and feel good about it. Could always record and edit the live stream, make it a cut of it as a produced piece, says Deltran Does Games. Don't know if that's more work or not. Huh. Maybe. Well, but the thing is, if I'm gonna cut down stuff, well, Deltran, I will say I've been considering the idea of how to repurpose content on multiple social media platforms, and I don't quite have my head wrapped around that, but I will say there are lots of really great little nuggets in live streams that would work great, I think, as little short snippets on things like Instagram or maybe Instagram stories or something like that. Law Enforcement Explains. Howdy, man. So are live streams bad for YouTube channel? Please do not hear me saying that live streams are bad. Live streaming is a tool. Live streaming is a tool that is great for building community. As you're seeing here, it's like I didn't even publicize. I didn't even publicize this stream. Like I didn't send out any shout outs to any people in the No Small Creator group. I didn't send an email to my email list. It's just I hit live and boom, y'all showed up. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So it's like you can see that there's a community here and it's working. Have I mentioned that you folks are awesome? Thank you for being here. But in terms of are live streams good or bad, I don't pretend to be enough of an expert to say how often it's good or bad. I will say, I will reiterate, Roberto Blake seems to think that live streaming on his primary channel is pulling down performance of his produced pieces. That's all I will pass on from that. Let's see. Produced videos work better for new viewers and viewer retention, says Mickey Young. That makes a lot of sense. Jared Isham, I just go for the plain water. Oh, come on, man. Got to have the fizz. You get the fizz without all the chemical crap in it. William says, I get depressed and incredibly bored if I sit in my room by myself all day. Well, you know what? You know one of the random things? Screw it. This is interesting. At least I've found this comparison interesting. When I first got into Los Angeles, and I was going to Biola University. I was studying film production, one of the film schools in the greater Los Angeles area. And at the time, I was a full-time production major, and I was working 3 part-time jobs, one of which was I was the nighttime and weekend office manager at a small recording studio, ironically, just down the street from where I'm sitting right now, 18 years later, and almost 19 years later. And so at the studio, it was a small studio, one main control room, and there was the owner the owner of the studio was the primary engineer and producer. And then he had an assistant engineer who sat in this one chair, in this one control room. He was the first one there. He was the last one to leave, even before and after me. And he just sat in that control room all day long, programming channel mutes and chopping waveforms for drum tracks. And I'm like, dude, how can you stand to sit in this room all day long, every day? It's like, how can you stand that? But for some reason, here I am in my oh so amazingly production designed gray walled room doing the exact same thing. But it's more about, for me, it's more about, I'm not just cutting and pasting audio, I'm playing Legos. I played Legos for hours by myself as a kid, and now as an adult, I play Legos with picture and sound and story and music, and I create content, and I love it. I cannot imagine a better day job. This is my dream job. I'm living my dream job right now. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, to William's point, getting depressed sitting in a gray room by herself. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Can we if we're not moderators? I don't know. William Nelson, you are now a moderator. You have a blue wrench. If you're still around, William, if you're still around, could you drop that link to the Facebook group? Thank you for saying that. Thanks for all your help with Story Greenlight, says Meet the McKinneys. Absolutely. Good to see you. Let's see. Cody jealousy had to die down. Yeah. Let's see. Search for No Small Creator in Facebook. Who said no? Oh, Chris Floyd. That's why Cody split to Amber. For those of you who are not familiar with what Chris Floyd is saying in his comment about that's why Cody split to Amber, Cody Warner is a friend of mine and many on this stream, and he is a daily vlogger based in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and an amazing daily vlogger. If you just look up Cody Warner on Facebook, on YouTube, he's currently in Belfast, Ireland, presenting at the Power Video Conference with Peter McKinnon and Matty Hapoya and Jesse. Oh, good grief, Underwood. Dang it! I should not have gone there. Forgive me, Jesse, if you ever see this. I'm still learning about how awesome you are. Anyway, so Cody was doing, it does daily vlogs, but there was a time once a week where he and his wife Amber were doing a live stream called Coffee on the Couch. And so they recently moved those live streams over to Amber's channel. So that's what Chris Floyd is talking about with that's why Cody split to Amber. Turns out I was not aware. Cody split his live streams off from his channel with his produced pieces. I don't know. I'm sensing a trend here, folks. Philip Page. I don't think YouTube penalizes you for low retention rates on live streams. Huh. Okay. Meet the McKinneys. Yeah, but if 25 people watch for an hour, that's 25 hours of watch time, right? Yes, it is. And that's why that's why I don't want to just randomly say, that's why I don't want to just randomly pull the plug on this. So, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe a balance might be in order. Maybe like 4 produced pieces a month, for instance. Maybe like 4 produced pieces a month and 1 live stream a month. Maybe. Jared. Let's see. Oh, is it sorry, Philip, I think that a live stream once a month to answer questions that may have come up with the produced pieces would be good. That could be cool, yeah. Jared, what do you think about running a live stream and then taking it down after an exclusive live-only event? I wonder how that would perform. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. When I think about the idea of like stories, of like the story function on Facebook or Instagram, and now the caveat, I don't completely understand them. I'm not an expert in these things, but when I think about putting content, even just like 5 to 10 second chunks of content onto a story that disappears after 24 hours, I think that is an absolute and utter waste of my time and energy as a creator. Like, I'm here to create digital assets. That's, you know, like, you want to talk about business model? I want to create assets that provide value. I want to create them once, and I want those puppies to keep going over and over and over and over. I want them to be incredibly valuable for as many of the right people as humanly possible. And stories that disappear, just shoot me now. That's my gut reaction. I'd be willing to convince otherwise if I'm missing something. Future now. I'm only here for a few minutes. I'm technically at work. We'll check out the recording later. Awesome. Good to see you, man. Let's see. I'm cutting 3 one-minute pieces and spending 8 days on those, said Jared. Wow. Yeah, that sounds about right. Future now. I wish my videos took 3 hours to edit. Yes. Like I'd been averaging. At this point, if I'm lucky, I can get it to like 1.5 hours of editing per finished minute. So if it's, and I'm not a huge math guy, but if it's a 5-minute piece and it's at 1.5 hours of editing per finished minute, that's 7.5 hours of editing, and that for me is really fast. For me, and you know, with my editing, that's like blazingly fast for me. In many of my pieces leading up till now, I've been doing like 2 hours of editing per finished minute. So if you have an 8-minute piece, like there are some 8-minute pieces on the channel here, if you're doing 2 hours of editing per finished minute, that's 16 hours of editing. I mean, that's I love doing them because I love doing this, you know. But man, 16 hours of cutting per piece, whew, that's tough. Let's see here. William says, Jay Littman, howdy Jay. I average about 5 hours in edit. Vlogs are usually 4 to 6 minutes long. Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, it's right in the pocket. William says, when I was uploading daily, I spent 2 hours on a 5-minute video. Now that I'm not uploading daily, I'm spending at least 6 hours on a video. I'm not sure which I like better. Yeah, but the thing is, in order to crank out a super fast edit on something, 9 out of 10 times it means that a good chunk of it is going to be like talking head, just like talking head, chop, 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 jump cut, jump cut, jump cut. I mean, like, for instance, Roberto Blake has talked about how he's built a huge library of content that is, with a lot of it is talking head. He doesn't do a lot of cutting back and forth to B-roll and other supporting material. And I've heard Roberto say that he gets annoyed if he has to spend more than half an hour editing any given video. I do know that occasionally he does some more footage and B-roll intensive things, and so he does spend more time than that. But to William's point, like, I don't know what I like better about, hey, is this good for, is it better to spend 6 hours on a video or not for cutting a video? I'm like personally for me, I would rather spend a little bit more time. Frankly, I want to hit my deadlines. I want to be consistent in the content creation. That's why I decided to do this anyway. Like, I was considering not doing this live stream at all and just dropping up the produced piece that I shot at 5 a.m. this morning. But it's not done yet, and I want it to be good. So that's why I decided to just do this. Besides, it's cool hanging out with y'all. So there is that. I don't know, William. If I have to choose between cranking stuff out, doing it fast, and taking a little bit more time to make it make it higher quality, I'm the quality guy. Aha, and Chief Avalon, yet sometimes very quickly created videos perform better than the videos I loved and spent hours on. At 100%, I totally get that. There is a time, you know, like, and I experienced this very thing, man, when I was on, I was up against a deadline. I had made the public announcement that I would be dropping content every Wednesday, and life had been piling up, and I just didn't have a produced piece ready to go, and it was the week that I was going to be doing a produced piece, and like, there is no reason on the face of the planet that I cannot just like pull out my phone, talk into my phone, say something hopefully remotely interesting, and hit upload. And that's what I did that day. And that's the video. If you go back on the channel and you see, why does editing take so long? Basically talking about going off what we've been talking here. That was me pulling out my cell phone and talking in the parking lot of the train station before I came into work. The viewer retention on that blew away. I don't remember exact numbers right now, but it was like 60. It was like 60, maybe mid 60% viewer retention rate compared to a produced piece that I had done recently and spent 15 hours editing that was getting like 45%. I'm just like, who knows, man? So yeah, just know that it's the audience does not know or care how much time we spend creating our content. That's the hard truth. They do not know how much time we spend creating our content, and the audience does not care. So frankly, if the content is producing, if it's delivering, that's what matters. But damn it, I love the process. I love doing this. Okay, let's see. Howdy, Rachel Rawson. Greetings from across the pond. Let's see. Mike Fanduzzi, I got to edit. No one wants to see me talking more than a few minutes. I love editing. I hear you, man. I love it too. That's why I'm here. Well, that's part of the reason why I'm here. It's number one, I love editing, and I've built my career here in Hollywood, surrounded by people who think that Hollywood is the only game in town, but frankly, it's not. Hollywood is no longer the game in town, and my mission is to help all of you find the parts of Hollywood in yourself. That's what my mission is. Maria's Weight Loss Project. I missed the beginning. Are you saying that doing live stream is not helping your channel? I'm considering whether it would be more helpful, Maria, to do more produced pieces as opposed to alternating produced pieces and live streams. Yeah, okay. Thanks, William, for clarifying that. Let's see here. Snail Trail 4x4. Howdy. Audience likes pure. Yes, they do. So that is the Garage Time Auto Resto. I've been spending more time on editing since subscribing to your channel, and my audience retention is going up. Awesome! Yes, that is what we'd like to hear, man. You get the communication and the story and the editing all working together, and people respond to it. What a concept. So cool to hear that that's working for you, Garage Time. That is awesome. Very cool. So I'm going to be editing late into the night tonight. That is what's going to be happening, frankly. But you know what? That is okay. That is okay. So that's what's going on. I would be, let's see. So I'm going to leave a note for our Wyoming wife, and I'm going to drop links for Ajo and Lincoln because y'all should just know them. And that's going to be good. So any questions before we sign off here? Which I don't actually know how long of a delay is on this is on the stream now option for YouTube. I'm still seeing myself talking before I scratch. Oh, there it is. I scratched my nose. Okay, fair enough. So, gonna say, I appreciate your folks' insight, and I would hope that some of this discussion has been helpful. And if you have any further questions, definitely, if you're seeing this on the replay, definitely drop comments, and I will see them there. And in the meantime, it has been very cool. This is very cool hanging out with all of you. And please remember, you need to keep telling your stories. You need to keep doing this because in this day and age, there is an audience for everyone. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, know this. There is an audience for you. That is why you need to keep telling your stories. You need to keep doing what you're doing because you matter and your story matters and the world needs to hear what you have to say. Awesome hanging out with you, and I will catch you later.